Hey everybody, I just did a water change on my Waterfall tank and I changed out the filter material, so we've got that. And I did not check the nitrates in the tank before I filled it back up, and I'm kind of curious as to what they are. I figure they're probably under 10 parts per million because they usually are under 10 parts per million. So I thought I would take this opportunity to check that and also shoot a video showing people that just because you're taking a sample from something that looks like that does not mean the nitrates are necessarily going to be any higher than they normally would. And I only say this because I had a conversation a long time ago. I actually shot a video about it. People thought that you had higher concentrations of nitrates in your filter than you did in the aquarium water itself, and I insisted that was not true. So I took a sample of water out of the bottom of one of my canister filters, and it was exactly the same as the tank. So we're going to do that right now. I'm actually going to take this water, I'm going to run it through a coffee filter to get all that physical crud out of there, and then we are going to do a nitrate test on it and see if it doesn't come out under 10 parts per million, because that's about where the tank normally sits. And if it does come out unusually high, I will go and check the tank. Even though I already did a water change, it'll give us at least an idea of what's going on, but I suspect it'll be just fine. So sit tight and let me get started on that. Alright everybody, to my own disbelief, we are nitrate free. We have 0 nitrates in there, so that is actually less nitrates than coming out of my tap water through my water system. That always leaves about anywhere from 5 to 10 parts per million in there. I can only take so much of them out, and this time of year there's a lot of them in there. So my tap water has about 10 parts per million. My groundwater, which I use to top the tank off, has about 20 to 30 parts per million, maybe 40 parts per million this time of year. And the tank has 0. The reason you're seeing 2 tests there was because I came back, and when I saw this test, my first assumption was that after putting 10 drops of number 1 in, I inadvertently picked the number 1 bottle up again and shook it up, thinking it was the second bottle, and put 10 more drops in. I've done that before. I've never seen no nitrates in one of my tanks before, so that was my assumption, was that I did the test wrong. So I did the test again, and I made very, very sure that I did the test correctly. And there you go. So that's what that looked like. That's the nitrates that were in there. And I even waited when I filled the vial up. When I poured the water in, a lot of it ran through very quickly. And as the funnel, or as the filter started getting clogged and it started slowing down to a drip, that is when I filled the first vial up. The second vial, of course, by the time I got to that, the filter was done, so I had to scoop it right out of the container. But the first vial there was the stuff that was slowly dripping through the clogged filter, and it has 0 nitrates in it. So there you go. It's not a matter of how dirty your filter is necessarily. It's just a matter of how well your nitrogen cycle functions and whether or not you've got the proper amount of bacteria and plants to absorb it and so on and so forth, and you can have no nitrates apparently. So thanks for watching. Hope that was helpful to somebody. Make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you real soon on the next one.